With the playoffs pretty much locked in for the divisional round and the Philadelphia Eagles back on the couch here in the NFC East, I figured it was time to pull out some of the big guns and do a joint Commanders Cowboys mock draft with a very, very special guest and a first-time guest. So I'm even more excited about this. BIB Draft HQ mock draft. Let's have fun with this. Burgundy Ballers, welcome back to BIB Draft HQ, your one-stop shop for the NFL draft content here on the Ballin and Burgundy podcast. Road to 1,000, we're 115 subs away, so y'all hit that subscribe button. But while you're here, especially for our East fans, I got a very special one, a joint Commanders Cowboys mock draft. Like I said, I had to pull out the big gun. So hailing from some would say ESPN Kansas City, whether he covers the Cowboys or the draft, he's a very astute and accredited man at that. And again, I got another Cowboys fan on here, so someone gonna say, "Club's the Cowboys fan." John is no. That is Chris with a K. He and Can fan can have that fight between him and Can. Got Mr. Jordan Tucker, JTuck in the building. Welcome to BIB.
Hey, what's going on, man? Thanks for having me. It's a beautiful time when it comes to the NFC East because everyone's sitting on the couch, comfortable, packed up in Cancun. So it's a good time, mock draft season for all of us. So thanks for having me, and I'm excited. Draft season is one of my favorite seasons of the year, so something I love.
Thank you for responding, because I was like, I hope this just doesn't just sit there for an inbox for like a month. And I'm like, all right, I guess I gotta move on. So I've had to have him.
Check my DMs on Instagram. Other accounts probably not, but Instagram, yeah, I can kind of see who comes in and comes out, man. So I appreciate the invite.
No, I appreciate you guys. Like I said, Cowboys Commanders joint mock draft. It is mock draft season almost always at BIB. Some have deemed me John Kuiper Jr. because how many mocks I do for a variety of teams. So it's somewhat of a problem. I might need professional help, but I will digress when I get out here.
It's a good illness when it comes to draft coverage, man, because not a lot of people understand it does take to do it the right way, right? I feel like now we're starting to come a little bit more trendy. You see content creators and different people just wanting to jump in, but there's a lot of work that really goes into it, man. And it's like sometimes, draft season, I'm exhausted and it feels like I'm studying for like a major exam. And then after the draft happens, I'm just like, all right, thank goodness. And, I move on, right? But it's like, I'll get to the point, probably right now I'm still in my note phase where I have like my note and my spreadsheet, but like probably around mid-March, I'll be just vomiting stuff about prospects all over the timeline, all over the content space. I'm going to the Senior Bowl here in a few weeks, man. So I'm really just studying, making sure I'm getting my T's crossed and my I's dotted for the Senior Bowl. And, then it'll be all gears up, headed to Pittsburgh for the draft.
Yeah, it is not too far away from where we're standing, and this comes out on the 12th. We should be roughly 98 days away from the draft. So it's right around the corner. And then between May to August is the dog days of summer. So that's when content just goes right down.
Yeah, exactly. Vacation time. I love it.
It is our off season essentially. But you guys, it's already in the off season. Doesn't matter. We're always working.
Always.
Oh, it never ends. Never ends. So I will pull up. Traditionally, I use PFF.
Okay.
I think their simulator needs work, but I think for their number of prospects they have, it's one of, if not the best one out there. I don't know what simulator you use. If and when you do these, I just use PFF.
I use PFF typically because that's like the consensus favorite. I also like the one on the Draft Network. The one thing I just don't like about PFF, to be fully transparent, is the grading system, because it creates false narratives about prospects for some people, right? So you can nail a perfect draft, right, if you really know your work, but it might give you a C, and then you post it and you'll have Commanders fans like, oh, that's horrible. Like, why'd you get this guy? I'm like, man, this guy is really a first round talent. They just haven't upgraded. So it's one of those things. But yeah, I use PFF for the most part.
Yeah, I agree. I'm not the biggest fan of their ranking system either because like I'll see Elijah Surratt at like 36. I'm like, I would take him there if I'm the Jets, but they have more dire needs than a wide receiver.
Right.
And some people are gonna like Omar and Skylar Bell more, but they might be like, it needs work, but as like a baseline to learn about prospects and to get an overall feeling, I think PFF does the job.
Yes. I tell people use the simulators as more like flashcards, because the more you do, the more you'll see about players and learn. Now you do something that's unique that I probably should do is do it for all teams because like for the Cowboys, for instance, I do that, of course, right, as a Cowboys coverage guy, but we don't have a second, we don't have a third. So there'll be players there that I'm really not seeing consistently, right? And then also, having the one track mind, I focus really heavy on our needs versus other teams' needs. So it's one of those things that, if you do it enough, you'll see the players, you can click on it, see some of the stats, but I always say tie the film to the stats, statistics, and the grades, and it's a great tool to have. It's really good.
Yeah, I agree because we don't have a we have a first, a third, a fifth, 2, 6, and a 7. So I'll have to make a quick trade before we get started. But like we just did 2.0 on when we released it Saturday, and we traded back from 7 to 16 where the Jets are. Post that, and I've had people like, you know what? Not mad at it. We need an overhaul of picks.
Yep, exactly. So I'm not complaining.
No, and like I said, I do these for fun. I'll do like other teams. I'll text and be like, hey, don't y'all need a center? Yeah, hold up. Let me go back to the third round. Slaughter. All right, good to go.
Yeah, that's how I am. I can be the grocery shopper. So if you're like a Titans fan, you say, you know what? I need a tackle and a right. Like, okay, I got you, man. But don't depend on me to know what you guys are missing. That's not
I'll literally take these first like 4 or 5 what they call needs. I'm like, all right, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll double dip here. 5, 6, double dip 7. All right, we're done for the Raiders.
Right.
So I got to grab Minnesota's pick of 202. So for those who don't keep track or Cowboys fans, 202 is our Brian Robinson 6th-round trade. So that reason it says Philly because Philly traded to them. They traded to San Fran. San Fran traded to us. So PFF does not update the picks until like what are we in January? That's come out the 13th. They don't mess with this until like March 1st because of the new league year. So I'm like, I got to do forced trades.
Gotcha. There you go.
Yeah, it's a blessing and a curse. Exactly. Because it'll say forced trade, and some people are like, why do you force a trade? You got to look at what we actually have, guys.
Right.
But so I've got the Commander selected for me. I've got your Dallas Cowboys selected for you. So you have a decent allotted picks on the back end, but 2 first because of that Micah Parsons trade. And honestly, with the Packers losing, this is not a bad 1-2 punch in between. I'm a little jealous, but we don't have the talent you guys did to do that draft. So you know what? It is what it is. Any trades you want to do for your Cowboys before we kick off?
I'll hold off. I'll see how the board falls first before I pick up the phone. So
I like it. All right, we are going to get started then.
Dante Moore going over Mendoza. Is that what happened?
Yeah, this is weird. Because this is what's really gonna go happen. Mendoza's gonna be 1. If Moore comes out, it'll be Dante Moore because I could see him going back with everyone else going back to Oregon. It's Dan Lanning is doing something great, and then he got Dylan Raiola, and I went, all right, there's your first big miss. Downs, all right. They do theirs, and I kind of hate it too, based on their ranking system versus what the team needs. So like need safety at 3 is really rich.
Right.
If he's not an edge rusher, you feel rich. Jordan Tyson, that makes sense. Browns took David Bailey. That was going to be my pick. I am
that I like I said, I'm headed to the Senior Bowl. He's going to be the guy I'm keeping the closest eye on. But knowing Dan Quinn, what he likes, is going to be hard for him to get past Washington, him or Caleb Downs. But when you think about David Bailey, man, explosive first step, man, getting off the ball, line of scrimmage. I know people talk about his size in the Stanford film and competition to tackle and Big 12, but man, he's explosive. So I'm excited to watch David Bailey. I'm really going to mobile just to watch David Bailey up close and personal. So
I agree. And
so
honestly,
him and Miles Garrett would be kind of scary.
Oh, if this happened in real life, I am probably turning off my live stream. I would just want to be like, I'm done.
That's
y'all can see me the rest of the night. It'd be yeah. And 250. This is probably like 248 currently. I expect him to get to probably 260 around combine time, put on some muscle. For the underwear Olympics. So I expect this to go up a little bit. So now this complicates things for me at 7 because there are a few. Oh, for those who are watching, the reason I'm not staring to my technical right is because the camera flips. So I have my screen to my technical right. For those who, if I'm staring off into space or talking to myself, no, I'm looking at my screen. Talking to myself, that's a different story. So this changes things for me because Ruben Bain is right here. Bain is like he's probably my 1B to David Bailey's 1A because Bain's bend, is phenomenal. But it's he doesn't always finish the play, which worries me. And I could see him someone his size and just explosiveness be put on the interior.
It's great that we're on a Commander show because when I think about Ruben Bain, possibly how he can be utilized, it reminds me a lot of Johnny Newton coming out in the draft, right? Because Johnny was kind of that tweener, like, is he an edge? Is he inside? But he was just disruptive enough. And it's the same thing when it comes to Ruben Bain. I know the conversation piece is the hands are limped and all that fun stuff, right? But I just did a film breakdown on him on the channel. And the thing that I love about Ruben Bain, he's not explosive off the line of scrimmage, but he has a full toolbox when it comes to his pass rushing nuances. I mean, for his cross chops and rips, and like he has a move after the move and then another move if so like he has a lot of those traits that you really love. It's just going to be position for him as a tweener, right? I think he's perfectly fine as an edge, sometimes maybe slide inside for a 3. But I just love the kid. I love everything about him. Besides, I'm a Florida State guy, so besides the school he goes to, but besides that, man, I love everything about Ruben Bain Jr.
Oh, that hurt me to say because I'm a Florida Gators guy, and it was
okay.
It was a bad season for both our teams. So we're in the same boat here, watching the third Florida school go to the chip.
Yeah, sucks.
But granted, Mike Norvell should be gone, but that's a conversation for another day. If we take Bain, I'm not going to be opposed. I'm going to call this a success. So I'm just going to take Bain here at 7 and keep things moving. Your Cowboys at 12.
All right. So now we're in a unique situation. I mean, same situation that you guys are in, right? I just did a show on this. We don't know who we're grocery shopping for because I have no idea who our defensive coordinator is going to be. So, going off what they would like, so I'm going to go off what I like. And I feel like, this needs to be a defensive focused draft, possibly. Now, I'm not just a needs guy. I'm a BPA guy. So I do think there's going to be a situation where we could consider offensive linemen. Again, I know it ticks a lot of Cowboys fans off, but 2 first-round picks, you're possibly going to move on from Terrence Steele, which is your right tackle. So if the opportunity presents itself, I wouldn't be too opposed to it. I think from the Cowboys standpoint, we do need some help at the linebacker position specifically. We had DeMarvion Overshown. He's played well coming off the injury, right? But I don't think that Overshown is a guy that that you actually build your defense around. I think he's just an important piece, right? But I think at the linebacker room, you really want to get younger, athletic, and more IQ. So Sonny Styles stands out for me. I know he's very green. I know he's that hybrid safety / modern day hybrid linebacker, but man, when you turn on the tape, his IQ really stands out. Not a completely disruptive havoc type player, but he's a guy that you can build off. I mean, his father played in the NFL, right? So he has that DNA. It's just one of those guys, man, you look at him and say, that's a football player, right? And you'll be lucky to have him on your team. So for me personally, what the board is currently standing, Sonny Styles stands out to me. Now some people say, is he going to be on the ball or off the ball? I think that he's going to be an off ball linebacker, to be honest with you guys. Not a lot of pass rush nuances when it comes to this game to be on ball, but we talked about the possibility of Jim Leonard, who is the defensive defensive pass game coordinator for the Broncos currently, right? If he comes to Dallas, he's a 3-4 guy, so that perfectly fits. So Sonny Styles fits for me. Jeremy McCoy, love him as a player, but we have too many Cowboys corners, ACL injuries. Like, I'm just done with that whole recovery thing. Keldrick Falk, he just hasn't turned the corner for me from the film standpoint.
Nope.
It just hasn't clicked for me yet. Now, of course, we're still in January, so I have work to do. Mansour Delane, that's another favorite amongst Cowboys fans. Love his LSU tape a little bit more than I love his Virginia Tech tape, to be honest with you guys. And Cassius Howell. Caleb Banks, a guy you're familiar with, injury.
Yeah.
But now you're starting to get into Spencer Final territory, and that's when Cowboys fans will cut this stream off. So I'm going to go with Sonny Styles at the 12th pick.
I agree. I have a strong suspicion between 3 and 6, Fano and or Maui Noah will be gone, but it's just how PFF does their rankings.
Yeah, I would be shocked if both tackles slide out the top 10 unless something crazy happens during the process.
Yeah, I mean, even the Rams need help. Not as much, but they need help too. But you have essentially a back-to-back 2 first-round picks.
Yeah, this is a tricky situation because I'll say this, Avian Terrell is one of my favorite corners in this year's class. I know he's going to get the size knock on him, right, and doesn't have the physicality. In Clemson's season, I mean, you had Peter Woods, TJ Parker, you had a lot of, top guys that this season was a major head scratcher that you probably lost a lot of money. But, you look at the NFL DNA, his brother playing out there in Atlanta. The sticky corner reminds me a little bit of Asante Samuel, who I love coming out of Florida State. He'll probably be your inside corner. So you have Deron Bland, who we paid to be our outside guy, even though he's coming off the foot injury. We have Siobhan Rebels going to be your outside guy. So you have an inside guy is going to be kind of your hybrid. I would consider Avian Terrell. Another guy I would consider, and I'm going to keep a strong eye on him at the Senior Bowl, will be Romello Height. Romello Height, opposite of David Bailey, disruptive guy, disruptive edge rusher. Everyone says, Tuck, you have to let it go. But for some reason, I'm just trying to find me another Micah Parsons S-type player, which is probably going to be mission impossible. But I need that old thing back. So, I would probably consider Romello. But if it's for me personally, like I said, because we don't have a defensive coordinator, I'm going to go with Avian Terrell out of Clemson cornerback here.
I like that. Romello Height to me is, he's the exact size of David Bailey at that 6'3", 250 mark, which is, I think they just cloned them. That's my consideration.
Right.
But if you want between Dan Quinn and DC and the Dallas fit, if you wanted that Micah Parsons build, it's Bailey and it's Height. It's Texas Tech. For whatever reason, but you're gonna go Avian Terrell. I don't hate that. Terrell to me, I'm a fan more of Keith Abney and Chris Johnson, more than I like Terrell. But also
the hard part about Abney is like I said, we don't have a second or a third, so it's I wouldn't take him in the first round, right? So he would probably be a trade back consideration for me, possibly. So yeah, that's the only thing.
I agree. Granted, I think if Denver or New England grab him at 31, 32, I'm going, I can't blame them.
Right.
The talent's right there. We also run a lot of zone, and they're zone heavy corner, so I'm success, but no more Joe Witt Jr. So sky's opening up. Y'all can have him back if you want.
Yeah, well, I want your head coach back, man. That's why I'm waiting for that news to drop, right?
Maybe next year.
Yeah.
Might be next year.
Little buffer guy, little bridge guy to hold on to and get Dan Quinn back.
Might be Brian Flores. We never know.
Right.
Although bring him to DC DQ. Third round pick because we actually have one this year. I look at 2 positions here religiously. So Commanders fans, you're probably skipping through, but that's okay. It's either safety with Emmanuel McNeil Warren, a 6'2" safety, but he's out of Toledo. So
That's
was
Dan
Quinion
Quinn's
Mitchell.
thing, man. That's those big physical, long arm, pterodactyl armed safeties that can play a little bit, linebacker in the box.
Sure. It's done it all. Legitimately done it all.
Yeah, exactly.
Like grades aside, that because Quan Martin will not be a commander come start of a league year, he will be gone. And if he's back, I will cry. And Will Harris coming off injury. Jeremy Reeves is primarily special teams. Tyler Owens is pretty much strictly special teams, although you'll see him sprinkled in, creative player safety. We need a hard-hitting ball hawk safety in EMW. The only other thing I would take here, unless my guy falls to 145, is receiver. If he was here, because I think Surratt should fall, like he went 38 to Houston. First of all, they don't need another wide receiver. They have 65 first and second rookie guys.
Yeah, both those Iowa State guys they took last year.
Yeah, which although I wanted either of them, so the fact that they got both is just greedy.
Right.
That is the greed the Bible talks about, is taking both of them.
Right. Just flipping a coin.
Exactly. I normally take here Omar Cooper Jr. out of Indiana because Skylar Bell coming from UConn will fall just because of that small school syndrome. But I'm going to change things up. I'm going to take the bigger need in safety and take EMW.
Okay.
Yeah, we need safety help.
That's pretty much a Dan Quinn player, man.
Yeah. Bell. Yeah. One guy I would probably if I think he'll still fall because of his production, but you guys would need if you did take Sonny Styles is Jacob Rodriguez out of T-Tech. He had my Heisman vote.
Jake, I just saw he just announced that he's going to be a Senior Bowl as well. So he's going to be a guy that's going to be interested in watching. Another guy going back to linebacker that I'm not sure what the hell is going on, to be honest with you, is Anthony Hill Jr. out of Texas. You talk to some people. For me personally, he's like my number 3 linebacker, where he's went to the Jets. But some people say he's like a 4th or 5th round guy, man, and he's extremely young, as you see. And you talk about like that Micah Parsons-esque, just havoc, right? Forced fumbles, interceptions, sacks, tackles for losses, just being around the football. Like he's just that guy for me. So I'm not sure what it is, right? So because last year, he was probably considered the top linebacker in college football. So it could just be flavor of the moment with the Ohio State guys. But if he was a slot, man, extreme value. So him, Jacob Rodriguez, as you mentioned, also Jake Galladay out of Cincinnati. Another corner that just went a pick before us, I love out of Illinois, is Xavier Scott. I watched him up in close versus Kansas last year, man, and he was just like dogging everything. So I was like, who is this kid, right? He's a natural nose for the ball. But so maybe something to consider. The Cowboys, where we're at right now, we took our linebacker, we have our nickel. Now it gets interesting. I know they're probably more than likely going to re-sign Javonte Williams. But you have Nick Singleton sitting right there at Penn State. But I know Cowboys fans, their thought process is, hey, Jaden Blue, how he looked that final game in that first half versus the Giants. We don't need a running back. So I would be considered even a safety or possibly edge. And then looking at the board, right, you have Keon Sabb available. Let's see here. Genesis Smith. But honestly, like when it comes to those two, I'm really not in love. I like Terry Moore out of Duke, but it's kind of still too rich. I am going to go.
Oh, he only even played this year.
Yeah, he didn't play. Yeah, he didn't play. So,
you could go rich and go grab Taff.
Yeah, that's too rich for me for Taff. Because these boards are kind of off still. See, you have Damon Claymore. He has some good quality at running back. You know what? It's my team. Give me Nick Singleton. Yeah, I'm getting me a running back. I'm getting me a running back to go ahead and compare that in with Javonte Williams. Get that ground game going, so that way Dak Prescott doesn't throw 50 times a game.
I like that. I personally like Allen a little bit more than Singleton, but that's just bias on what you prefer in your running backs.
Yeah.
But I like that.
I mean, because even with Claiborne out of Wake Forest, like, so, but I know how this thing is set up. Those running backs, they get sniped quickly, and it's like a drought.
They do.
So, yeah,
they definitely do. So here at 145 for my Commanders, I've so far taken an edge and a safety, and the receiver I wanted went to Pittsburgh.
Oh, Bryce
Damn
Lance.
you, time. Yeah.
Big body wide receiver.
Yeah. 6'3", 209. Doesn't play like it, though.
Yeah.
I mean, like, back-to-back 1,000-yard.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, averaging.
Yeah, I took him on one of my mock drafts, and of course, Cowboys fans started throwing tomatoes. I'm like, I got an insurance policy just in case this George Pickens thing, backfires. So yeah. I'm with ask you. So, what's your thoughts on Harold Perkins Jr., man? He's a tricky one for me. To be honest with you, going to college football last year, man, he was the guy, like, and then it's kind of like,
he got hurt.
Got hurt, kind of played out of spot, right? So now he really doesn't have a position, so it's just one of those things for me. I'm just like, I see it, right? It's just, I see an athlete. I know if you get this kid in the right organization, he can definitely turn the corner, but it's just like, where do you turn in the card? And that's going to be the most difficult part for me personally when it comes to it.
Yeah, I agree. Harold Perkins coming out of 2023, it was him. It was, oh God, because I do graphic design a lot. So I made a graphic coming out of 2023 of like the top 3 linebackers coming out of that season. It was Harold Perkins. It was my Old Dominion Monarchs, Jason Henderson, who stepped away from football halfway through the season. And then it was, oh gosh, where did it go? Oh God. Oh, and then it was Iowa's Jay Higgins, who got taken this past year to Baltimore. Because that 23 season, like 5.5 sacks, 74 total tackles, 1 forced fumble, like ball hawk around the field.
Right.
Injured in 24, played all the games, but to almost the same degree as his 4 games in 24 of like grades aside, but like, obviously more snaps, played more run defense. Well, linebacker, depending on the linebacker you have, played a lot of coverage. I'm not throwing this guy into coverage all that often. Played around the box. Not his biggest strong suit. He's be more like, you can move him around. Don't restrict him. I agree. In the right system, he can be great. That is not, I think, either of our teams right now. I mean,
another guy who I really like is Kyle Lewis out of Pittsburgh. He's probably going to be a size guy, but he's also going to be at the Senior Bowl as well. But I watched him at Pitt, man, and he's going to be a guy that's intangibles, man. I like the high IQ guys, especially the linebacker position. Yeah,
because Rasheem Biles went back and transferred because Biles was like a 202 guy. I'm like, oh, I'm grabbing this machine, but he was a junior. So I'm like, oh, damn you. Okay, here at 145 because your Cowboys are just up next. Okay, I'm gonna go back to wide receiver just to look.
Okay.
Ted Hurst. I got to do more work on Georgia State guys.
He'll be a Senior Bowl guy as well.
Chase Roberts. I know a couple people like him. He's gonna be an underrated pick.
Yeah. Kevin Fulton Jr.
I like McAllister, but this is Rich.
Yeah, now
now I'm like, if McAllister falls to 186, I kind of have my plans in place. It's just this 145 sucks. I could double dip, couldn't I?
Malachi Lawrence will be interesting. I think he's at the Shrine Bowl. He's an older prospect though. I think he's like 25, something like that. But he has grown man strength, right? He's just one of those guys, right? You just look at him. It's a football player. Dan Quinn can definitely clean him up. Just knowing Dan. That's the thing is like I miss kind of having about Dan Quinn because I knew Dan Quinn's type when it comes to everything, so it's made draft coverage easier. So he kind of fits that mold. To be honest with you, just a motor effort guy.
Yeah, Nominate Tucker was a guy who shot up this board from Western Michigan. So that prototypical Quinn, Parsons, Armstrong thing. So coming off a 14 sack season at Western Michigan, but I think he might. Oh, redshirt he has to come out. I don't think he's gonna go this high. And if I think this guy will go higher than people expect, so I'm just gonna take him, and people can rag on me in the comments. Ohio State's Caden Curry. I like him. I mean, the 5th round, it's not really BPA anymore. It's okay. What are you going to build off of? Again, that same size,
right?
With consistency this year, and I think he was a backup these 2 years at Ohio State, so he has a like. You can start him right away, but if you're going to sit and season him, he's not a bad person to do that for. So I think this is what I'm going to do. It feels like a reach. It feels super.
And so this is one of those ones where it's like, we know. Well, I don't say we know what we have an idea what we're talking about, right? And PFF is probably going to give you an F for that because
it absolutely will.
Commanders fans are going to see that. I'm like, oh my god, this draft sucks, and it's like,
oh, that's totally fine. Look,
you got a hell of a player.
Look, Kyber Jr.'s the real Kyber Jr. says you're him at a 1st round pick, not necessarily for maybe a 2nd. And he falls to 5th. Kyber Jr. has been called out every single year as long as he's been on TV. I'm okay with failing 1 or 2 mock drafts. It's A-okay.
Right. Yeah, you get used. You go thick thin. All right. So we have our corners, our linebackers, and we also have our running back. So now it's kind of open season, right? You do have Harold Perkins still sitting there. But I'm really going to look at the safety position, to be honest with you. And let's see. Yeah.
Underrated, undersized.
It's a Fitzgerald, Isaiah. I keep butchering his last name out of SMU.
I'm not going to attempt it.
Bud Clark.
Catalan.
I can probably hold off on safety, seeing how low they are. Let's look at defensive end. Let's see what they have for me there.
I think it's exact same guys.
Yeah,
because it went. I took him. Oh yeah, Chiefs went O-line, Club Nick. That won't happen.
Yeah, and I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with Nominate Tucker. Not just because of his last name, but like you said, disruptive guy, high pressures, high sack guy. Hopefully, can turn the corner and find a gem because no telling what the Cowboys are going to do when it comes to Jadeveon Clowney. We hope that he gets re-signed, but that last game, man, he went absolutely bananas. So his price tag went up a little bit. We have Donovan Izaraku, but really didn't get the sacks that he got last year at Boston College. You have James Houston. So I'm looking for a guy that can just get to the quarterback and get sacks. And I feel like that was one of our biggest problems this past year. So I'm going to go with Nominate Tucker on this one to give me that, Timu version of Micah Parsons, baby.
Yeah. I mean, he's going to be on the older side. I just look, he's 25 right now. He'll turn 26 in June. So he's going to be in that Akeem Mesidor.
Him and Mekhi Lawrence.
Yeah.
So, all right. Now we'll look at safety.
Yeah, some of them shouldn't have fallen.
All right, they're my guy. I'm gonna say Isaiah Nicobia. That's how I'm pronouncing it. Out of
That's
SMU.
not bad at all.
Yeah, that's the closest I'm gonna get, man. But rangy safety, man. I like that he has the versatility to play deep, play in the box, also play in the slot. So I watched him in the ACC a lot. So I'm going to go with him at the safety position because I feel like the Cowboys need that rangier guy.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, we need to get more youth out there. So yeah.
I like it. My guy I was looking at for depth because B-Dash is going to be on the 1 year left on his deal was Logan Jones. He's here. I'm taking him Aaron McAllister out of TC. I'll get a Horned Frog. It's another bigger guy, wide receiver.
Mm-hmm.
Needs a little bit of help, but I think this is a little overdone. I think it was 4 on the year.
Okay.
Based on what I saw, but I mean, someone who got progressively better in the years at TCU, came off a 10 touchdown, 1,100-yard season on 71 receptions. So I mean, you want to talk about someone who can get you maximum efficiency.
Right.
With the ball, I will take him because he will officially be the largest, tallest receiver in this Commanders room, especially with Debo on his way out the door.
Are you guys not going to hold on to him?
I would bring him back, but I think it's going to be the pay that he wants, and he will most likely follow Cliff or McDaniel to wherever they go.
Yeah.
So it is what it is.
Yeah.
But I come back to back because you don't pick for another couple spot. Yeah, you don't pick till 215.
Yep.
I'm gonna grab someone who is going to be is a my guy. So everyone's gonna be like, stop picking him. No. Sorry, but no. He will rise up boards, I think, the more people watch him.
Trading sticks. Yeah. He is going to be a guy that's going to shoot up, I believe, after this Senior Bowl in the combine. So, yeah, I think because he's athletic as all get out, man. So I think this is another one of those ones where PFF really doesn't have him high enough that he needs to be, but very sticky corner. He has the size. But I know that DQ likes as well, and he played well in the Big 12. So, yeah, I didn't know you had him this low on PFF, honestly.
Awful. I think what realistically could happen is take Stooks here at 145, take Curry here at 202, and I'm already better. But I mean, if we're gonna keep this zone-esque scheme, I mean, grade wise, whatever. This is all I need.
Yep.
Lockdown. Lockdown. I mean, his man isn't bad either for grade wise aside. If it's a point, what is that? 0.06 or a 6-point grade in between, and they're above 80 in both, I call that a win.
Right. Exactly.
I mean, 6 picks in 3 years, call that an average 60, 55, 60 passer rating. It's our late rounds, maybe Gonzo, if you will.
Yeah. Like you said, because 6'2", 200, man, he can put on extra 5 to 10, probably get to 210. Yeah, he definitely fits that. All right. So let's see. This can get a little fun.
I mean, y'all want a fullback?
We got a fullback in Hunter Lipke, man. He's playing well.
He's playing
well. Now, here's a conversation, right? I probably wouldn't do it here because it's still a little early, but I'm not a fan of the Joe Milton experiment. So I would really want a qualified backup quarterback. And I did like Luke Altmaier, at Illinois.
Robinson ain't bad either.
Yeah, Sawyer Robinson, I mean, if you take Tommy Castellanos after the Alabama game, you got you something a little bit different. But I would definitely kind of consider it, but maybe not with this pick. But it's something I'm keeping top of the mind. Now is when we get into the situation, right? You got Cole Payton, he'll be at the Senior Bowl. Josh Moulton out of Southern Miss is another interesting cornerback as well. Sticky guy, a little bit lighter on the lighter side, but he's one of those small school guys that really showed a lot this past season. Another guy, man, who lost a lot of money is Patrick Payton, man. As a former Seminole, like this was the slam dunk, can't miss prospect. Coming out of Florida State, few transfers, and fell off a cliff, man. It's gonna be interesting to see. Would I take a flight on him this early? Probably not. But
I mean, he's a 6. This is the round where you can take
shots. I think he's probably going to be like maybe a UDFA. So I think our offensive line is good. Dejon Shribling.
I like him more and more. I watch Ole Miss.
Yeah, I watched him at Oklahoma State a lot too, so it's just like, it's there, but it just hasn't really turned the corner for me.
No.
Already have running back. Lander Barton's another guy that's kind of just under the radar a little bit for me personally. So I'm
I
gonna
mean,
go with Moulton. Go ahead.
Barton also, like, Utah fell down a little bit this season too.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he I'm gonna go with Moulton.
All right, Josh Moten.
Josh Moulton.
I like it. I
Need
like
more
it. All
cornerback
right.
help.
You have the next pick.
All right.
And then it literally goes you, me, you, and the draft.
All right. Let's see.
It's pretty much
Taylor
the same
Green.
guys.
Yeah, Taylor Green. They're telling us, man. Honestly, haven't gotten a look in the guards, so I think we're good there.
Yeah, this
Jalen
back end
Miller.
guard class is weird.
Yeah, I haven't really dove. Let's see. We already have enough corners now. Probably can go with Grayson Halton, get some interior guys. Let's see what else is left. Scroll on just a little bit more for me and see if
I
there's.
got you. My bad.
It's my guy. Who's Wilson out of Missouri? Was he? I know sometimes PFF will have him just sitting.
Yeah, who is it? Wilson?
Yeah. Yeah, he's probably gone. He's defensive end. Damian Wilson, I believe. I think he might have been gone.
Oh, wait. God bless Apple.
I think he's probably gone already.
Yeah, I'm trying to find him, and it's like, no, let me not do that. All right, never mind. I'm trying to bless this computer, and it said you. All right, so back down the page.
Carmen Drones, safety, RJ Maryland. It's crazy because I'm thinking that we already got what we need. You know what? I'm gonna go with my guy though. I think just for backup capacity and Bryce Foster at Kansas. He gives us that flexibility, man. I love watching Big Bryce man play out there for Kansas. So I'm gonna go with him. Yeah, and give me a solid center backup for Cooper Beebe. So go with Bryce.
I like that a lot. So my last pick. That's right. That's what I forgot. I took a Manuel McNeil Warren because I'm like, oh, I'm gonna take my guy Jalen Husky out of Maryland. Got my safety. Who I also think he will go higher. A lot of other mock draft simulators have him much, much higher. Like Trey and Stukes, I purely want him for this reason here. 1 for 4 at 6'2".
Right.
Like, I mean, he's also like great aside. You want to run stuff and a coverage guy? Got him. You want someone who can have a decent pass rating? Got him. Play him deep, play him got him. And I mean, he's been decently consistent these past 3 years. So, I forgot I took because I almost never take Warren there because I'm always taking wide receiver. This I almost screwed myself. All right, you took Foster, which now makes me upset because I was also looking at Foster for center.
Okay.
Pettibon out of your Seminoles ain't bad. This year was his best, but I think I can get better. Might go linebacker get, especially with Bobby going and Luvu being wishy-washy. I'm high on Scooby Williams out of A&M.
Okay.
Like 6'2", 230. He'll put on some mass. But this is more of a pass. This is your actual pre-DQ Parsons. 6'2", 230. Did more of the pass rush. But still put up really 12 tackles? This can't be right. 12 tackles.
Yeah, that's a game for some players.
That is a game for Bobby Wagner.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hold on. Scooby Williams from A&M. Started his career of course, started his career at Florida. Honestly, yeah, they haven't updated some of these stats, but ESPN has him 19 total tackles. Something doesn't. Oh, that's what it is. He got injured. 7 games.
Injured. There you go.
That's what that means.
That makes sense.
You know, it's the 7th round though, and I can get. We drafted Johnny Newton 2nd round injured, so
right.
I'm not opposed to it. Brochet, same size, more of a coverage guy. No, I'll take the flight on Scooby. Like him a little bit more. I think if McGee's gonna be our Mike, I need someone to go into coverage, and if Scooby can stay healthy, that will be him. And I don't take him a lot either, so give me some new faces in these mocks.
Right.
Your last pick at 225.
Okay.
This might be your shot at Allmeyer.
Yeah, in my quarterback. Yeah, I'm gonna go with. Let's see.
You want Miller Moss?
And nah, I think I'll pass on Miller. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Luke Altmaier.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, on our last mock, we took Navy's Landon Robinson at 220. Our only issue is because they're Navy guys, is they have that contractual service obligation. Or else I would take him in a heartbeat, but that's what scares me a bit is, I'll go back to DC and deploy.
Right.
All righty. So the Cowboys, you got really good value. Hot dang. A, B plus, B plus, B, A minus, C, C minus. You got a B plus.
There you go.
Let me zoom that out. You're onto something here. No wonder you're accredited.
There you go. So yeah, I like that, right? We get our linebacker in Sonny Styles, Avian Terrell, our interior guy, our 1-2 punch for Nick Singleton and Javonte Williams, Nadime Tucker, right? Disruptive edge rusher to get some sacks, right? Isaiah Nankwobia, versatile safety. Josh Moten's kind of your cornerback in training, right? He can do a little bit. Had a good Hawaii Hula Bowl, right? The other day out in Orlando. Bryce Foster, good versatile backup center. And then your quarterback, possibly, and Luke Altmaier. So, like it.
If one thing Jerry loves is a tall white quarterback, and
yeah. So I can actually progress and go through his reads a little bit, man. Joe Milton, Bazooka Joe, man. He's just not there for me, honestly. So
you got to put him like a tight end or something. Let him run some trick plays.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, he can run, but it's just like, man, he's no touch passes, no anything, man. So
it's all or nothing for him.
Right.
That was his problem. And then for my Commanders, you're spot on with that F. A plus for Bain, B minus for EMW, F for Caden Curry, but whatever. C for McAllister, C for Stukes, whatever, and then B minus on Williams. So I got a B. Look, the problem is their damn big board,
right,
makes this a problem.
Yeah, and that's the problem. Man. You got an F. What are you doing? This guy.
It's called scouting. That's what it's called.
So sometimes when I do this, like I'll crop out the grade part just to throw people off. You don't know any difference. So
it's like, hey, you got a B minus. This is an A plus. This is an A plus draft. What are you talking about?
Right. Right. Because because in theory, right, trading Stukes is pretty much probably can be a second round pick, right? Depending on how everything happens when it so but that's maybe a little bit too in depth, right, for PFS board.
Day two talent, arguably day one talent, like back end day one talent,
right?
Top 10 talent, cool. And then probably because he's injured, that makes sense. TCU being a smaller D1 school, whatever. Like, again, if this was actual value, swap Stukes and McAllister, swap Caden Stukes, and I call that a day.
Right. Me personally, I'm not about the value. I'm about the player, man. So if trading Stukes if he got him in the 6 and he turns out to be a starter, who cares, right? Kudos to the scouting department. So how it goes, man. But overall, good draft, man.
It was a really good draft. Based on PFF grades, yours is obviously a lot greener than mine, but again, like I said, it's about the player, not the grade.
Mm-hmm.
So that's even funnier. And then how did this up happening? Carnell Tate to the Bengals. No, sir.
Yeah. That'd be scary.
This A, will not happen. B, shall not happen.
Right. How many does Burrow need, man?
What he needs is Fano, Vega Awane, Proctor, Lomu. Like, got triple dip it. Do what Pittsburgh did with Frazier and McCormick and start double dipping.
Right. I think another interesting player this draft is going to be Caden Proctor from Alabama.
Yeah.
Just that size. It's just, like, is he going to tackle? Is he going to be guard? But he's 6'5", 6'6" almost. But athletic is all get out. But, so it's a work in progress. So, yeah, it's going to be an interesting draft, man. But overall, I like from the Cowboys standpoint what we got.
Yeah. This is probably going to be your most popular pick at 12 is Sonny Styles.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
the other ones I'll have to explain, Avian Terrell, right? Because not a lot of people are talking about Avian Terrell, right? I don't know. He should be talked about. But like I said, Clemson's lackluster season, some of those guys, like I said, TJ Parker, and they kind of had it fell off a little bit. But even with Nick Singleton, man, I like Nick Singleton, Moulton, Isaiah. I like this draft. So yeah,
I like it too. If we're going off just their big board, value, like top 5 value right here.
Right.
Me, I don't give a damn about this. This is what I need. Pass rush.
Right.
Get some pass rush to allow them to get the coverage sack.
Right.
That's what I need.
Right.
Because that doesn't happen in DC. That don't happen.
Oh shit. Well, just clicked on my Instagram. Our edge rusher, Donovan Izaraka, was just arrested for reckless driving. So yeah, man, that's right. Drafting more ends. So
bro, what is with all these players this offseason? Drinking.
I really do not understand it.
I didn't think Izaraka was going to be like that
because one, NFL players, I'm not sure if you guys know this, but they literally have like this card, right? And this card lets you know if I'm at a club, right, I can call this number no matter what, and I will have a licensed driver come chauffeur me wherever I want to go. And it's just like, I don't know. So, young and dumb, I guess. But
young and dumb. Well,
you would think after situations like seeing what happened with Rashee Rice and then with
Ruggs.
For the Raiders, what was his
Henry
name?
Ruggs.
Henry Ruggs, right? You're like, you know what? I don't want that to be me, right? But people still go out there and push it, which is unfortunate.
Well, I mean, you got Ruggs, you've got Addison, you've got Worthy, Rice. Like, first of all, can we take cars away from wide receivers? How about we start there?
Right.
Take cars away from your wide receivers.
Right. Exactly.
But
exactly, man.
Just
cool.
I could go on a rant about all that. I'm not in their position. I don't know what I'm talking about then.
Right.
I don't got what they got. So
right.
I can only give the outside looking in opinion, and y'all are not here for that opinion. It's not what we're here for. But no, that was a great draft. Great having you on. Great talking to you.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I love being with other people who know their draft stuff and actually putting the work, man. Like I said, now it's kind of getting trendy, but I can tell when people's actually, put in the work and they know what they're talking about, and because we owe it to these players, right? And I tell people, like, sometimes people ask me about players, like, I haven't watched them enough yet to form an opinion. Like, can I at least get to March at least, like, what? Like, can I see the combine? Can I see the Senior Bowl? Can I see, some of the interviews, how they conduct themselves? Because for anyone who does the draft process, in the right way, your opinion is going to change, man. I remember there was a player, Cameron McGrone out of Michigan a few years ago. Watched like first 2 film sessions on him, And I think he got drafted by the Patriots. And I was like, oh man, Cameron McGrone, I love this kid. Like he's the one. Like, oh my God. Like, and then I got like the 7 other films. I was like, all right, never mind. Like I literally got the very first 2 films I watched were like his 2 best games in his career, and just like he jumped off the screen. And then after that, it was just like, all right, I'll shut up so people don't understand. Like it's a process. Like I'll look at players today that I like, and then at the combine, I'll see something, doesn't really feel right to me, or, I'm big on interviews, like how they conduct themselves. So I'll start to follow players like on Instagram and like see, like if you're all just, if you're holding thousands of dollars of cash out on your Instagram saying like, all right, bro, like can I give you this NFL money? Like, what is it really about? Is it about greatness or is it about just the assets? Right. So it's like there's a lot of different things that goes into it, because there's a player who I really loved as a player, and I really still do. It was like Javon Baker out of UCF. And it was just like everything on the field was like, this is a player, but everything else, like I couldn't just it's like you just see like oh my God, like if someone could get him and mold it, maybe. So now I think was on Philly's practice squad, but he was one of those guys where he got that check, and it was just like, money, cars, Instagram posts. And I'm just like, yeah, I loved you as a player on the field, man, but you can't. So it's a process. And like I said, we owe these players the due diligence of studying in depth before we go out there and, use our platforms to formulate our decisions. So.
Oh, I agree. I think the one player who's going to be the opposite of that, where like on and off the outside of Mendoza, on and off the field, not going to see a lick of issues. It's just going to be value and production that's going to make him fall, is Jacob Rodriguez. I've said this on a linebacking video. We can put him on offense, put him on defense, put him in the field room. He's great. He just won't test the greatest.
Right.
And that's what scouts, as soon as, combine, Senior Bowl, like athletic combines happen, is the moment they're going to love you. The moment you don't test well.
Yep. And that's the tricky part, right? Because for me personally, like, someone who's been through the scouting academy, it's like they have to go by these barriers that the NFL and their organization has set for them. Versus for me, I can look at a player and see, do I see a football player first and foremost? Like, especially the linebacker position. Like, I want to see, are you flowing to the ball? If your team is down by 20, are you still playing? Like a guy that I loved a few years ago that went to Pittsburgh was Peyton Wilson. And Peyton Wilson out of North Carolina State, he was just every play, man. He played like it was his last. And one of my good friends interviewed him at the Senior Bowl. And he said that, he had some issues. He had some heart stuff. So he's like, he never knew this is going to be his last play to play football. So that's why he takes every play like his last, man. I was like, it shows on the film, right? Edgerrin Cooper, who went to the Green Bay Packers, was one of those players. One of my favorites who kind of got overlooked, was a UDFA, was Ivan Pace out of Cincinnati, right? So it's like sometimes you can just see a football player, and that's when I look at Jacob Rodriguez. He's a football player. He's not going to test sexy. He's not. You're going to look at him next to Sonny Styles and Alvarez and be like, gross, right? But if I know that I can close my eyes, you're going to know the playbook in and out. You're going to work hard. You're going to lift every weight available. I don't have to worry about you. He is one of those players, and I'll take guys like that on my team, because sometimes the intangibles can overcome the athleticism. A guy who's done a phenomenal job with that is in Detroit, right, with Jack Campbell, right? Jack Campbell wasn't super sexy when it came to his athleticism, but you just saw a football player, So it's like those are some of the things that you look for. I'm personally not a measurable guy. If I can see your heart, and that's the same thing like with Ruben Bain, all right? I get it. His arms are going to be super short, right? I don't care. I know a guy's going to give me 1,000% every play. I'll fix it. I'll fix it. So that's how I am.
Oh, I agree. I think measurables are the easiest thing to go to. Like, I'll look at measurables first just to say, all right, like to visualize the person. Because if a corner is top notch, but you're 5'6", I'm going like D'Angelo Pons.
Right.
Perfect example. Right. Absolute unit on the field. scouts are immediately going to go 5'9".
Right.
And I'm like, because I said this on X, Twitter, whatever. Even if he was 5'11", 190, there'd be no conversation. He's second round talent, might fall to the third because of the depth. Because he's 5'9", unfortunately.
Right.
It's like when I said Skylar Bell with the small school syndrome, it's something they can't control.
Right.
Skylar Bell is, to me, reason why he was a Blitnikov finalist. But he went to UConn.
Right.
Only reason he's going to fall. Pons, they put him on offense against Miami for Christ's sake, or not Miami, against Oregon for Christ's sake. Problem is he's 5'9". Right. That is the only issue scouts are
and everyone's
going
to go to that film versus Oregon. Like, okay, he started off with the pick, but then they started to pick on him a little bit because of his size, right? And it's the same thing that Asante Samuel went through. It's just because of the size. So I get it, man. And I appreciate the invite, man. Incredible work. I had a blast doing it, man. And we'll definitely do it again. So.
I appreciate you coming on, staying late with me, because now it is time for us to go watch Monday Night Football. Actually, we're recording while Monday Night Football is happening, so I will get us out of here so we can go enjoy this game. Folks, like I said, on your way out, hit that subscribe button. Road to 1,000 subscribers. We are 878, so hit that subscribe button. At 1,000, may or might not do a giveaway. I'm going to have to figure some things out with one of my guys. You can follow JTuck, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, TikTok, at JTuck151, and at CFO Sports on YouTube. As right before we were recording, he went live to talk about his Dallas Cowboys and what they did at DC, or want to do at DC. So go follow him. He does tremendous work. I'm going to get us out of here so we can go watch football. Hell of a time, guys. Raise hell, or if you're in Cowboys country, do whatever Cowboys fans does. I'm kidding.
We don't do much of nothing. So.
y'all gonna listen to Jerry talk the whole offseason and go.
Right. Bunch of talking. Right.
Get us to April and then get us to August. We can just flash forward the tape. Well, let's enjoy this offseason. Let's enjoy the playoffs. Let's enjoy the national championship, because it's either going to be a great offseason playoff run, or it's going to be an absolute ass-kicking blowout by Indiana. So I'm going to enjoy it. I know Tuck's going to enjoy it. Y'all enjoy it. Y'all stay safe out there. We are out.